We are live, folks.
Welcome back,
Welcome back.
everyone, to the Nobody Asked show. A show that nobody asked for and even fewer watched, according to our latest YouTube commenter. Boys, happy Thanksgiving week, and more importantly, happy Feast week. I know we talked a little bit, but the college basketball so far been incredible, and then just 2 days away from football, just football until Monday, I guess. It's going to be nonstop.
I'm ready for some turkey.
Yeah, absolutely. Exciting week ahead of us. I think, especially with the slate, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But the slate last week, nothing super, super exciting, kind of what we predicted. Some good games, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But this week is, the week you've kind of had circled all year when you're looking at the preseason. Every year this week you're going to get some magic, and we'll see where kind of things lie when it comes to the playoff seeding, all that stuff. But we'll get into that later on our show later this week. So
Yeah, I
very
can't.
exciting stuff.
I can't decide, or I guess it's not for me to decide. I can't predict if we're going to have what we did last year with like a slog of three-loss teams all vying for a spot, or if we're going to get like a handful of two-loss teams with legitimate shouts to get in the playoffs, just not get placed. Before we jump in, though, guys, just want to let the viewers know, quick programming piece. We're going to, obviously, Thanksgiving's on Thursday when we usually record our preview show, so we're actually going to do that tomorrow. And just because the time crunches, travels, and holidays, everything, a little bit shorter of a show, but we'll cover all the categories as normal. So, Chuck, did you have anything to add, or you want to just jump right in here?
Just that I can't believe we're coming up on the beginning of the end already. I feel like the football season always goes too quickly, but I'm already getting a little emotional that we're getting to that point. So, got to soak it in these next few weeks.
Who knows? With less games to pick from, we might finally hit a college football parlay.
Narrow our focus.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I think it's week 12. So we started doing the college football parlay at week 2. So we're 0 for 11. But yeah, we'll touch on all that. You guys want to just kick things off with the "What are you doing" moment? There wasn't a ton here, so we can start slow and build up.
Yeah, Let's get into it. Let's hear. It sounds like you got one top of mind right now.
I've got one top of mind, and I do want to preface it by saying, if this was my school and my quarterback, or if I was the mom of this quarterback, I would be doing the same thing. So I don't want it to come off as me judging them. I just don't like this school. I don't like this quarterback, so it's annoying me. The Pavia family, specifically his mom, hitting drunk as shit Heisman poses. Yes, you beat the shit out of Kentucky. You handled your business. You've had a great season. Pavia is not going to get the Heisman unless he throws for 1,500 yards in the next 2 games and 27 touchdowns. They're incessant and just like Heisman posing, and Pavia in general. Again, if he was a Gamecock or if I was a Commodore, he'd be my favorite human on planet Earth. But his mom specifically clearly hammered doing the Heisman post. What are you doing? What are you doing, Mama Pavia? But to be clear, again, if I was for them, then this would be incredible. I'm just not, so give it a rest.
Boone, here's my thing. I think I disagree with you here.
That's fair.
I was going to say, let the moms have fun, man.
No. I'm disagreeing with Boone, and I wouldn't want my mom doing this at all on my team. So not only don't do this, I don't even think I'd be cheering for it or supporting it if it was my team. I'm so against this. I think she looks like an absolute doofus and is embarrassing her son, and it's going to cost them deeply. You don't want that kind of off-the-field distraction. Awful, awful move, and he has no chance of winning the Heisman.
Yeah, what are his odds right now? Who knows?
Somebody's holding on to a Pavia preseason ticket, loving it and hoping against hope. But yeah, there's another guy that made a strong case for himself, which we'll definitely get into at some point. Ev, who did you have down?
Yeah, so mine's actually a team, and it's going to be in relation to a guy we're about to talk to here in a minute. But it's the Syracuse Orange going down 21-0 without allowing the Notre Dame offense on the field. So that is just something you cannot be doing in a football game if you want to have any chance at winning. 2 pick sixes as well as a 22-yard punt return touchdown. It was off a blocked punt. But that happened all within, I want to say, the first 5 minutes of the game, maybe 6 minutes. Yeah. And, Notre Dame never looked back. That game was over within the first 10 minutes of the football game. Unbelievable. Just what are you doing, Syracuse? A team that's really had moments where they looked like they could be a decent football team this year, and this was them just solidifying that they absolutely are trash.
Yeah, and it's even tougher when like, okay, Notre Dame is up big, so they're gonna try to run clock. It's a lot more disrespectful when the guy you're running the clock with is maybe the best player in the country, or one of them. So yeah, it just went from bad to worse for the Orange. Sorry to those who were hurt.
I was wondering how it got to a 70 burger, but I guess when you start like that, the rest is just kind of downhill.
Yeah, it was something. It was definitely a spectacle.
What about you, Chuck?
Well, yeah, well, mine, I don't know if this is really a what are you doing moment, more of just like a what is going on moment, but it is Malachi Tony absolutely destroying some lady on the sideline and her coming within inches of maybe one of the most horrifying injuries we would have seen live. Not sure if you guys saw it, but he was basically running the sideline, had a full wind of speed and just absolutely clattered this poor woman. She took it like an absolute champ, got right back up and was doing well. But there was a set of metal bars right behind her, and she just goes jolted back. And if she was about 3 inches from those bars, her head would have just smacked the back of them. And yeah, so prayers up for her. Glad she's doing all right, but I would also encourage her to say a prayer because she kind of got off with one there. I'll send you guys the video, but yeah, kind of just a what the heck's going on moment.
Yeah, I missed this. I'm gonna have to get on the old Twitter machine and check it out. Miami in general has just been a what are you doing team for me. They started out as the hottest team in football. It felt like beating Notre Dame and then I think they beat the crap out of they beat the crap out of somebody else right after that. USF, that's who it was. And then just after that has fallen apart in a catastrophic way.
And I'm going to take us on a quick little detour. This might be maybe an element we can add to the podcast, but
Oh!
the metal
Dude,
bars
her
are
head
right
kick,
there.
she's cooked.
Yeah.
Her head kick, she is cooked.
Dude, she jumps.
Oh, man.
She jumps up so quick though.
Yeah, she ate it, right? But
Yeah.
you see what I mean with the bars everyone's saying it could have been so much worse.
That reminds me of that
Her
go ahead, Ev.
her brain could have been out on the ground right there.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
could have saw the innards of her brain.
That
Yeah.
reminds me of that little spot at Fenway where like where the green monster and the regular wall kind of connect and it can go through that little death alley. Her head was fortunate there was a little death alley there because
Yeah.
that could have been bad.
Jeez. Malachi Coney should have been charged with murder there. That would have
Or
been.
attempted at least.
Yeah, I mean.
Dude, I remember one time. This is a quick tangent, I swear. When my dad was at William & Mary, they were playing Virginia, and the quarterback of Virginia, I can't remember his name now. He takes a read option, runs to the sideline. My dad's just standing there, doesn't move, and he knocks my dad just completely on his ass. Feet go over his head on national TV, and then my dad, the camera zooms in on his face. He goes, "I just got fucking laid out." But well, that was a good game. Anyone have a best game of this week?
Yeah, so but before jumping to best
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
I did have one thing I wanted to cover on what are you doing moments, and not just the University of Georgia. Let's just take away all players' keys
yeah.
at this point, guys.
Yeah.
Let's just University of Georgia. I don't think football players there should have keys at this point. Yeah, that just had another arrest this weekend. Looks like there's 9 charges, so just want to throw it out there.
Yeah,
We need to get an autopilot sponsorship.
build in into the NIL, build in a stipulation in that contract that you're not allowed to drive sober, drunk, or otherwise. You have like the way that you have class checkers at other universities to make sure students are in class or the student athlete drivers. They just have to drive them around.
Or like a bus. That isn't a
Yeah.
bus. Like they're like little kids getting picked up at the bus stop.
They have to hold the coach's hand until they get on the bus.
Yeah, designated football team bus. I mean,
think
that's
you guys
not a
are onto
bad
something.
idea.
Yeah.
Georgia,
Yeah.
if you want to reach out to me, I'd be happy to play in that program for you.
Jalen Carter's the bus driver. Spoiler alert.
Oh. all right.
Sorry.
Jeez. But we're trying to make them safer. We're not trying to all get them killed.
Well, I mean, hey, depends. Do we play them next year?
Yeah, wouldn't be a bad week. Anyway, let's move on here on that. Do we want to jump into best game, or do we want to go with our biggest riser from the week here?
I can go to biggest riser if you want, because I think we might all have
Let's do risers.
a similar one. Do you want to kick it off, Ev?
Yeah, so I'll save who you're thinking right now. I'm going to let you guys have him, even though we talked about. I want to give someone else out there, and that's a University of South Carolina player and Jalen Sellers.
Yes, Jaden.
Great week, really exploding party. And listen, I think I'm going to give credit to Shane Beamer right now. I think he purposely did this so that Lenora Sellers stays next year.
Yeah.
I think it was, hey, your brother's going to be a huge part of this. Look how much of this fun you can have. So, hey, Jalen Sellers, here's a bunch of ball. He looked good, too. He looked good. I like the way he played the setup for him.
He looked fast.
Looked great with the ball in his hands in the open field. Very good field vision. So, not just giving him the ball because he's Lenora Sellers' brother. I think he's a legitimate player that could be very good for us going forward.
And if you think about it, we didn't see a lot of him until the A&M game, which never happened in the first place. But was this just an element of he wasn't ready, or was it the Shula thing not calling plays for him? Because the second Fury got in, he's touching the ball like every other play, it felt like.
Yeah, maybe you give him one more offseason too, put on maybe another 10, 15 pounds of some muscle, get a little bit more up to size for the college football level. I think he could be a real problem next year. You know, you got guys like Rowe. We saw Donovan Murph towards the beginning of the year too,
and he had a couple.
Kind of disappeared.
He had some big plays this weekend. He had some big plays this weekend as well.
So yeah, guys want to give that riser out there, and then I'm sure one of you two will have the obvious one, but I wanted to at least give him a shout first there. So
yeah, and I'm definitely gonna touch on him and some others in the Gamecock minute. But Chuck, you want to take us to your biggest riser?
Let's hear yours, because I got another one to show you.
Well, from Ev's lips to God's ears, Jeremiah Love. I mean, to still have that stat line when you're given 21 points right off the cuff, it's exactly the game we needed, especially because with what happened in Ohio State Rutgers, Sand didn't do a whole. I mean, they did a lot, but the starters didn't play. I don't think Jeremiah Smith even played that game. At least for whatever reason, my parlay for him to have a touchdown was refunded. So I didn't watch a ton of that game. It was a snoozer, but Jeremiah Love did exactly what he needed to do to continue to keep himself in that race for both our tickets and other tickets around the country. 3 touchdowns, like 170 something yards. Jeremiah Love
on 8 carries too, which is just absurd.
Didn't even play the whole game, right?
When he gets in the open field, it's just like no one is catching him or stopping him. He's too big, he's too fast, he's too strong. He's so good.
That's why I said last week as well. I feel like he's just made for the NFL. It's something about his running style as well that I love so much. He kind of reminds me of Todd Gurley a little bit. Maybe like a little bit not as big, but just the way he runs, it's just fluid.
Yeah.
He's very much a north to south runner too.
Yeah.
He gets yards quick and he explodes through holes. Don't get me wrong, he can do the pitter patter stuff when he has to, but it always seems like he's just moving forward and hitting holes, getting to the open space, and just has really, really good field vision as well to find that open space and the speed to get there and just burst through it.
Yeah, but even when he does those like the like spin moves and the jukes, like this might be crazy to even explain it, but he spins and jukes angrily. Like it looks mad when he does it. He looks like he's spinning to hurt somebody.
He does everything with a purpose. He does everything with a purpose. It isn't just to do. It's like I'm doing this to get there. You know exactly. So
Notre Dame's can be scary.
Well, Jeremiah Love will be gone. I don't know what your price is, but CJ Carr continues to look good. I mean, next year's Heisman, like getting way out in front of it, it's going to be the Carr and Sand show probably.
Little ourselves. Sorry. Anyways,
I'm not saying anything until he's committed back to South Carolina.
I'm believing in it. I'm buying back in we'll get to that in the Gamecock minute here.
Yeah. What do you got, Chuck?
Charlie, who do you have?
Yeah, we got 2 risers this week. I'm going to be quick about this one. So a few weeks ago in a game that we will not mention, we weren't in attendance. We actually didn't even watch it. We had a little bit of controversy with a police officer getting into it with a Gamecock player. And this week I saw something that I just had to share on this podcast because I think this was maybe one of the best celebrations I've seen.
That's incredible.
Keeping it classy.
Yeah.
Dwayne Winfield out of Louisiana State, gotta love it. So he's my first riser here. Just walking to the cup.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
All business, baby.
Yeah.
That's how you handle it with a police officer.
That's how you do it, Blue. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that he gave him the handshake back. Didn't act too good for it. So maybe we throw the state trooper in as a biggest riser there as well.
Hey, not all cops are bad.
Yeah, exactly. But my real biggest riser this week was another running back that kind of jumped off the screen. I watched a lot of this game because it was a big one. Also, might have had them in the tail end of my parlay. But L.J. Martin from BYU had a massive game: 32 carries, 222 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This guy's going to the league. He was absolutely incredible, just bouncing off of players, and then sealed the game on the last play of the game. Not only scored when he didn't have to, which was kind of silly. His coach wasn't too happy about that, but they had a 3rd and 2, just had to ice the game, and he got hit by 3 guys at the same time, and ate the entire tackle, and then just went in for the first down. So yeah, L.J. Martin, good looks.
Yeah, that BYU Cincy game I read completely wrong, and it goes to the exact thing I said last week. BYU has single-handedly cost me the most money of any school any school or NFL team all year. I just keep
Big
not
time
believing.
win.
I keep not believing, and they keep making me look like a fool. Kalani Sitake, unbelievable coach.
Except when they play Texas Tech. Texas Tech's a better football team.
Texas Tech is the only legit Big 12 contender in my opinion.
100%.
Chuck, you want to stick it with you and go to the biggest your best game?
Yeah, I'll go with one that because I got 2 that I watched a whole lot of, but there was one that I saw the highlights, and let me tell you, this game might be up there with the top 10 game of the year. Utah versus Kansas State.
Yeah.
It really wasn't one that I thought would end up with this scoreline, but my God, could they just not stop scoring? Utah, I think, was down 15 points or something like that going into the 4th quarter. And I forget his name, but the Utah quarterback just put the game on his shoulders, was running everywhere, got the game-winning touchdown to end it off. But gotta also tip my hat to Kansas State for putting up 47 versus a really good Utah defense, in my opinion. But
at Utah as well.
Yeah, at Utah, but what a win for Utah, sitting at the 12th spot. I don't know if anything is going to change after a result of this, but just a huge win for the program. As we're going into the dog days here, and they're fighting for a spot.
Yeah, and just to add, Ev, I don't know if you had the same game, but this was also my best game. I want to two kind of pieces that I want to have on this game here. One, Kansas State. This is the Kansas State that I picked to be my 5th team or 4th team in the preseason playoff national championship bracket that we did. The Kansas State fans have to be kicking themselves that they were able to put this performance together against a really good Utah team at Utah. But let me just read, Chuck, to your point about the scoring. On Utah's side, Devin Dampier, 259 through the air and 2 touchdowns. Their freshman quarterback, Bird Ficklin, 7 carries, 54 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was the one, number 15, that kept coming in at goal lines for like a wildcat type thing. At first, I was confused because I thought Dampier were 4, which I was right. They just kept putting this Bird Ficklin guy in to run these QB options. But then Kansas State, they deserve a little bit of credit. I'm going to go in ascending order here. Avery Johnson, 72 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. Antonio Martin, 89 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. And then Shoeless Joe Jackson, 293 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, every single time you looked up, this guy was running wide open with so much field.
Couldn't be stopped.
Avery Johnson was running a ton. I mean, this game was a consistent who's breaking a 60-yard run every single time. What a fun game to watch. Also, just kickoff at a home game in Utah with the mountains in the background. What an unbelievable backdrop for a stadium. It's so college football.
Yeah, this is just such a good game. For everything you guys just said, this is just a classic Big 12 game, and I feel like I haven't gotten very many of those so far this year. So it was exciting to see one. And I'm not even going to give another best game. There really wasn't one this weekend. I think this is the answer.
I do have. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, no, hey, I had a great time watching the Gamecocks this weekend, so we'll dive into that here in a minute. But Boone, if you got another one to share, go ahead and share it with the group.
I just have one real quick because it deserves to be mentioned, and it's not football, but the Iowa State St. John's basketball game last night. Obviously, we're in feast week. I've been trying to work all week, and I've just constantly gotten stuck in noon tip-off games. But this St. John's Iowa State game yesterday, if you haven't seen it, just go back and watch the condensed highlights. Unbelievable basketball game. College basketball is going to be so fun. Charlie, when football does wind to a close, we're going to still be in good hands. I promise you. With that, the Gamecock Minute. Who wants to start?
Yeah, hey, I'll jump in here. One, I'd really like to see. In good news, it looked like Dylan Stewart and Nick Harbor both were willing to play this game. Beamer went out and said that. Both stood on the sidelines, watched the whole game, which is good to see. Unfortunately, this team just keeps doing this to me. Maybe it's just the life cycle of being a Gamecocks fan. I'm fully bought back in on committing to next year. I didn't think it would happen this quick, and this weekend is probably can only do worse things for that. And we'll talk about that, on our next show going against Clemson. But man, this team was really exciting. This is exactly what you're supposed to do in this game. I'm really pissed about that block punt that we allowed a touchdown. Other than that, it was just a fluid game. They looked really good. I love the play calling on the offense. A lot of seniors got in and got to do things, which is exciting. But this is just really how the season probably seems like it should have gone. Like when we played SC State, this is exactly how that game should have gone to start the year. Just having some momentum, having some fluidity on the offense. And I think this is really a good spot to be in going into the Clemson game. You got to get a lot of things tested out of the offense, and maybe the offense can be a good spot having, after having this be the first game you guys actually got to play, because something happened. They missed one, I think. And getting to play, getting to practice, getting everything you want figured out. And they just looked comfortable. They looked comfortable on the offense, and it's really the first time I can say that all year. Again, I understand it's close to Carolina. I do.
Yeah, but to that same point, they didn't look comfortable against South Carolina State, which is a school of the same ilk. And the thing that sticks out to me, Ev, for everything you just said, the team, both offensively and defensively, they looked like they were having fun playing football, which I know is watering down what football actually is. There's a lot that goes into it. But if you're not having any fun, I mean, we hear it all the time with Baker and the Rams. When he went to the Rams for that one game, he said it's the first time I had fun playing football in a long time. There's such an element to the team enjoying playing and playing together. My only other takeaway really from this game, because you did what you need to do against an inferior opponent. If we can get Sellers back and continue to develop and get either just give Fury or Furry, whatever his name is, the full range going into the offseason, or if you want to splash and try to hire Chip Kelly, I'm in for that too. Keep Sellers, but the freshman receivers that were on display with Murph, Sellers, and Rowe, that
first play was awesome.
That core going into next year with an improved and more polished Lenora Sellers, and then if you can retain a Nick Harbor, you have those kind of four core pieces at receiver and then Lenoris at quarterback. That could be an offense that actually can do some things. Obviously, figure out the offensive line. Matthew Fuller continues to look awesome. I love watching that guy play. But the build around that core three rookies, and we still haven't even seen Malik Clark, I feel like, and he was the number one receiver in the state, if I'm not mistaken. So just continue to build around these young guys, and we might actually have an offense that scores points next year.
In the defense, too, looking at this defense, a lot of those guys should be back, especially the linebackers. It's not like last year where I can look at this defense and I can be like, I'm pretty confident in our ability to lock and reload this defense coming to next year. The defenses look better and better with every game.
Yeah.
That's been the high point of the season. I'm going to steal a quote from our friend Kevin Roner. Like, I didn't necessarily think – I think we had question marks about being a national championship team this year, but my question marks are on the defensive side. It's been the exact opposite. This is the national championship level defense. It really is. The offense has just been the issue. But, we're trending in the right direction. I'm excited for this weekend to see how we fare against Clemson. At home, favorite. Let's get the first win in Willie B since 2013.
Yeah.
Charlie, any comments on this game?
Just that first play was incredible.
So
I mean, I think you guys said it all. Like it's so easy to get bought back in on the program. And I think we said last week that we're not Beamer out. We're just kind of frustrated with how the season's gone. And I'm excited for next year. I also saw, I think, some 4-star quarterback today kind of like closed his recruit. I guess this is like a thing now, but just closed it down. Like didn't open any other offers or anything like that. He was already committed, but essentially like double committed. So
that's
exciting. Yeah, I think it was.
Good,
Thank God.
because he's Even if Sellers
Quarterback from
leaves,
Alabama.
Duckworth. He's like the number 3 or 4 quarterback in the nation, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And he's a beast. To steal a line from J.C. Sherbert, the guy on Inside the Gamecocks, awesome Gamecock recruiting guy. To get a kid from Alabama that is wanted by Alabama and Auburn, to get him to leave the state is no small feat. So if we can hold on to that kid, he gets 1 year under Sellers as a redshirt, and just can kind of learn the offense. But even then, like Cutter Woods could still develop. Aaron Nolan, I'm still in on. We have the benefit of a fairly deep, well unproven, but fairly deep quarterback room behind Sellers, which we've not had really in my lifetime as a Gamecock fan.
Yeah, and I guess the last thing I'll say, just real quick while we're on the Gamecocks, is just watching, this upcoming rivalry for the past 20 plus years. I think a lot of kind of maybe newer Gamecock fans don't realize, like, there's a lot of talent in South Carolina, and a lot of that talent has historically gone to Clemson, especially over the last decade.
Yeah.
And I feel like now that Clemson's kind of fallen off a little bit, or kind of a lot of it, right? And there's maybe some question marks around Dabo. Are you gonna get a guaranteed ticket to the NFL if you go there anymore? Maybe not. I feel like that is just really going to be in our favor these next few years, and I think that's another reason to really get behind Beamer, because he is a good recruiter, and he does get a lot of energy behind getting some of these commitments. So I think it's all just kind of exciting things with the Gamecocks right now, but especially the fact that Clemson is not going to another automatic bid playoff is really going to be in our favor for the next incoming classes.
Well, and to
100%.
that point, real quick, just to add on, if you ask back in the Spurrier years when the Gamecocks won 5 in a row against Clemson, if you look at the state, Clowney, number 1 player in the nation, Rock Hill, Gamecock. Then you had Marcus Lattimore, Greenville-ish area, Gamecock. There's Stephon Gilmore, another guy from Rock Thrill, Gamecock. And then if you ask anybody in the Gamecock recruiting circuit towards the tail end of Spurrier's run, and sort of the reassertion of Clemson, especially on a national scale, Spurrier lost the state, and that's such a big piece of what. Because you're right, Chuck. There's so much talent, especially in the upstate. There's so much talent.
DeAndre Hopkins. There's so many guys that we
absolutely
can't not go our way.
Yeah, I mean, even in basketball too, is like you got Kevin Garnett, John Morant, Ray Allen, Zion Williamson. Like it's for a small state, there's a lot of talent. But we can move on from here. I'm just as excited as I am and ready to be brought back in. If we get beat by 21 at home, I'll be crying Beamer out. Just, like I'm on a knife's edge.
Well, let's jump into the NFL here, boys.
What do you have a takeaway? Your biggest takeaway?
Oh, sorry, forgot about the takeaways. Sorry.
My biggest takeaway is just one I've been pounding the drum for pretty much all season. Whoever plays Ohio State, it doesn't matter who they are, take their team total under. It hit yet again this week. Rutgers was 11.5. I was shocked to see 11.5. I meleeed the under. Whoever Ohio State is playing, although you might have missed the boat because you never know with Michigan. But I can only think of one time that bet lost for me all season.
I will not be betting against Michigan this weekend. That's.
I might. This is a layoff game because nothing in my brain says Michigan can win this game. But I've seen it the last 5 years. I'm just gonna watch and enjoy.
Yep. Charlie, do you have a takeaway?
Well, I got two main things just to get off my chest here. That UConn FAU game was absolutely insane. Crazy finale there. Not many people tuning into that one, but
no, didn't watch a second.
Just insane back and forth. FAU goes down the field with 20 seconds left. Thought they were going to take it overtime, and the guy hooks the kick. But I do have one takeaway, and that is, what are they cooking over in Duke land? On that special teams team, I don't know what they're cooking over there, because let me tell you, maybe the play of the year unfolded in that rivalry this week, where I think every single person on their televisions in the stadium thought that Duke was kicking that ball, and what do you know? We get a just crazy trick play. Kicker definitely should have ran it in, but got far enough to give Duke the ball at the 1 yard line and seal the game. But what a call! Maybe the wildest call I've seen all weekend. So hats off to whoever's managing that Duke special teams energy.
Hey, shout out, Pops.
Play of the year.
Yeah.
I had one more takeaway. I had one quick takeaway, and it just is this very simple. The college football playoff needs to be the best 12 teams. That's the end of the story. There should be no other conversation about it. It's the best 12 teams. Screw your conferences. And that's it. JMU should not be in this playoff, and I think they're going to be in it.
I go back and forth on this, man, because if you don't have anything about conferences, then there is conference bias that comes into it, like, which, might not always be. But at the same time, like, you never know who you're overvaluing. I also do like having one G5 team because once every 7 to 10 years, you're going to get that crazy upset, and I do live for that.
Got to go undefeated, though. Got to go undefeated.
But here's the thing.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't hate that, Chuck.
It's not worth it when you're having you might get the crazy upset once every 5 years. It's not worth it in the other 6 years out of the 7. I have to watch a team lose by 55 and some team gets a bye game. It just isn't worth it. The trade-off isn't there. Here's the thing, though. I think Group 5 teams are more valued now than they were 15, 20 years ago. So if a team actually deservingly to be in that position where they go undefeated and they actually maybe have the chance to pull off that upset, I think they'd still get in if you get the best 12 teams format. So that's why I just don't think the Group Power 5 conference makes sense. It's just best 12 teams get into the playoff, and you just go from there.
I would just so much rather see like a Texas or someone play I feel like if Oregon or someone like that plays JMU, it's going to be 50-7. I don't know.
That's fine, but my same point is I think JMU has earned it just as much as Texas because Texas took overtime to beat Mississippi State and Kentucky, and they lost to Florida. Texas doesn't deserve to be in it either.
That's fair, but what Evan's saying is it should be the 12 best teams. Now the 12 teams who have earned it.
It's not about earning it. It's about I want the 12 best teams.
I know.
I don't give a shit what your record is.
But at the same time, if you're looking at 12 best teams and you still have, like I said, the preseason bias of like Texas has an unbelievable defense, there has to be an element of earning it because you can't lose 4 games. You can't go to overtime
if you
twice.
Earn it being the best 12 teams. If you earn it being the best 12 teams.
That's fine. That is. I just think that's going to open a Pandora's box to.
Sure.
I don't know. There's no good way to do it. Somebody's going to be slighted. Somebody's going to get. There's going to be.
Shouldn't be what it is. Whatever it is now is not it. That's my point.
I honestly think, regardless of how you do it, 2 of the first 4 games will be blowouts. Regardless, whether you have Texas versus Oregon or JMU versus Oregon, I don't think the result's going to be that much different.
I think Texas beats JMU by 40.
Yeah, that's fine, but Texas still gets blown out to the 5 seed. Is what I'm saying.
We'll see.
I mean, I can't unsee them losing to Florida, and I can't unsee them going to overtime against Kentucky.
That's fair. That's fair. But we'll see.
And on that note, I think it's time for the National Football League.
Yeah, and the last thing, I know we talked about Texas there. Miami, you're not safe either, because I don't want to see you in the playoff.
Oh, no team from the ACC should be in this playoff. Absolutely not. They're not 12th best.
Yeah.
The ACC is all frauds, much like a team in the NFL. The Eagles. Sorry. The Eagles are complete frauds. Just had to throw that out there.
Do we want to start with teams? Do we want to start with most impressive performances? Where do you want to go?
Let's do most impressive, and I'm going to jump in here based off a team that lost to complete frauds. The Rams. The Rams just absolutely continue to just be impressive. We'll get into this on trends and things. We'll talk about this a little bit more at volume here. They just continue to look better and better and better, and they have firmly planted themselves in my mind as usually every year around this time there's probably 3 to 4 teams I'd consider the best teams in the league. Right now there's one team. It's the Rams, head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah.
And then there's that second level of teams that has that 4 to 5 teams that are, hey, these guys could do something. But right now it's Rams up here, everybody else is kind of down here.
Yeah.
Just what a performance, consistently just really, really good. Puka Nacua, unbelievable. I mean, I saw one of his routes and the scheme that they ran on it where he's going in motion and running the C gap. Unbelievable play.
Dude.
The safety had no idea what was going on.
Running between the guard and tackle.
Yeah. I've never even really seen that before. I don't know if it's something run more often. He just executed it perfectly. But, wow. What a game. It wasn't even really fun to watch. The Bucs also kind of on a little bit of a downward spiral here. A lot of that's due to injuries, but
Yeah,
But yeah,
Devontae Adams is quietly putting himself together a Jerome Bettis type year. Like 3 touchdowns. I think he had 3 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns for like 6 yards. He scores touch. He does little fade routes. I mean, it's incredible.
yeah,
They get to the goal line and rather than pound it in, they're just like, all right, Devontae, fade her out.
Stafford might get him into the Hall of Fame. Honestly,
Devontae Adams was already in the Hall of Fame, I think.
yeah, he was going.
Yeah.
You don't know. I mean, it might have taken him a little while there.
I mean, yeah, you might have had the difference between like first and like third ballot, but I think Devontae was safe.
If his career just dies in Oakland, I don't know,
Yeah, that's
or
funny.
Vegas, I should say.
Chuck, you want to jump in next because I have like 4.
Yeah, I'll say most impressive performance. Well, Boone's really not going to like this, but I mean, looking at a lot of these teams, I do have to say I think the Chiefs just gutsy win against a really good Colts team. I'm hearing the word fraud with the Colts, and I just disagree. I think they're a well put together team, but this is just Chiefs at home, back against the wall. I don't really know how they won this game, but they did, and I said it last week, and this is why it was my most impressive performance, because I think if they lose this, I just don't see a way to the playoffs for them. I think they would have had to really have a few teams kind of just whiff and a miss on a few weeks, but being a really good Colts team here, and this is also a good reason why sometimes you just take the points. You just take the points because you never know what's going to happen down the road. And a lot of times you see teams like the Lions who are just playing this statistical game of, oh, it's 4th and 4, we have to go for it. But when you take the points in those field goals, I think they have 5 field goals or something like that, it adds up and you give yourself a chance to win. So for that reason, I just feel like it's a massive win for them in terms of trying to keep this dynasty alive.
Yeah, I'll only slightly disagree with you. I thought the most impressive performance for this game was how cowardly Shane Steichen called plays in the fourth quarter. But I'll get to that in the Colts. I had a couple. We talked about one last year. The Texans D line. It's been so much football since then. That D line, that unit is just terrifying. George Pickens is incredible. Nine targets, 9 catches. I mean, people are saying he's the best receiver on that team. Not me, but people are saying it. The showdown between Jameis Winston and Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, I don't know who was more impressive. Jameis Winston catching a 30-yard trick play route and then shaking a linebacker to hit the Motown Celly. That was incredible.
That was incredible.
Jahmyr Gibbs, maybe the best offensive player in football. Who knows? And then this last one is more just a season most impressive. Myles Garrett has tied his career high single season sack record, and there are 6 games left to play.
He's
on a
gotta
team that is dog shit, and everyone knows that he is the key on defense. He's got to be facing double, triple teams on every snap, and he's just 18 sacks through 11 games or whatever it is insane.
Quick comment on that. Did we lose Boone here?
No, he's back.
No, did
Okay.
y'all lost?
No, I
you're
heard
good.
everything you said.
Okay.
If Myles Garrett listens to this, if he wants to write me a thank you note, he can. Because actually, if you see when his season started picking up, it was after I said he wasn't going to get a single sack on Will Campbell and the New England Patriots, and
He had
he
6?
proceeded to have 5 in that game.
5.
5 in that game.
Yeah.
5, and then so hey, Myles Garrett, if you want to reach out to me, I'd love a signed jersey. If you want to grab a beer, catch a lunch in the off season, happy to do that with you as well.
What is the most run-of-the-mill average offense in the NFL? Can you think of one? It's not a trick question. Like, if you had to pick the most run-of-the-mill, like the 15th to 17th best offense in the NFL, who would you say?
Vikings or something like
No,
that.
shut up.
No.
Not with J.J. McCarthy.
No, 9 is terrible.
Oh, you said average. I didn't say.
I didn't say
good.
that.
That's
Yeah.
bottom 4.
Yeah. I'm thinking like
Falcons.
Steelers.
Steelers could be a shot. No, they have a. What I'm trying to get at is if you just put this Browns defense on the 13th best offense in the league.
Yeah.
They're the 2 seed.
I think what's even more incredible about him having 18 sacks or whatever it is already is the guy's getting double, triple teamed in every game as well. I mean, I don't think it's far-fetched to say he's the best player in the league right now at all.
I think it's true.
The guy he has to do a swim move past one defender just to have a chance at getting a sack, and somehow he's already, on track to beat Strahan's record. Like it's ridiculous what he's doing.
If he beats it, my only hope is that he beats it in 16. Because I don't want to hear the people like, "Oh, we had an extra game." Where? Strahan was playing with OCU Manura, Justin Tuck. I don't know when that record was broken, but Strahan was playing on competent organizations. This is not a competent organization.
Yeah. Speaking of extra games, though, a performance that went kind of under the radar that I feel like it's just standard at this point. JSN 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's on track for Megatron's record. I mean,
like 2024 receiving yards. Yeah.
I don't know how you can't call him the best receiver in the league right now. It's ridiculous at what he's doing. I mean, maybe not, you stack them up together, you put him in the same situation, but you got to look eventually at the numbers and what he's doing, and it's ridiculous.
I think the only difference for me is he's the main guy versus Pickens. Pickens came into the season as the third guy behind CD and Ferguson. He's quickly gone to the second guy, and now he's coming into the season.
No,
second guy. He was second guy.
I'm not giving you that.
Okay, fine. But you see what I'm saying. You see what my general point is.
George Pickens has more receiving yards than the entire Steelers receiving core, by the way.
Yeah, but if you put George Pickens back on the Steelers, he's not having this season because there's no one to throw him the ball.
I know. I just love that stat.
Fort Mill's finest, Mason Rudolph in that game, by the way. Shout out Fort Mill. If y'all allow me, I'd like to take my medicine first. I think then Charlie, you should take yours, and we let the solo winner take his sad victory lap because none of our teams had good performances realistically. If we want to keep it above, I was waiting for Evan to get mad about me.
That's just loser talk.
Yeah, no, it is. I lost, so until Sunday, I'm a loser. That's kind of how this thing goes. Listen,
loop me in with you.
The defense, the casuals on Twitter are blaming the defense. I saw one guy bitching about how much money we spent on corners for them to get roasted on the last 2 drives. The defense was on the field the entire second half. The Colts didn't have a single first down in the entire fourth quarter. Jonathan Taylor got 16 carries, excuse me. I don't care if it's not working at all. You don't give the best offensive player potentially in football, the only 16 carries. As nicely as I can say this, trusting Daniel Jones to win you a game in a hostile environment on the road against a team that has won 3 of the last 5 Super Bowls, and that's a home environment that's tough, and they're on their backs against the wall. They have to win this game. The Colts had ample opportunity to win this game in the fourth quarter. It would have required like single first down. Shane Steichen reverted to pussyfooting play calling like he did in the last 2 years, or at least last year with Anthony Richardson and Joe Flacco. It was just a masterclass of absolutely dog shit, cowardly play calling from Shane Steichen. I know he wore that. It is what it is. That game, though, with the results of the weekend, you completely lose your lead. You have 2 games against the Texans, one this week and then one, I think, maybe the last game of the season. You got 2 games against the Jaguars, who I still don't think a lot of. They definitely should have lost that game. We'll get to that potentially in the gambling corner. But you also haven't won in Jacksonville since like 2014. So calling both of those easy wins is reckless, I think, in my opinion. You've taken a great start and then you lose to the Steelers, who I'm sorry, Ben, but they stink. They're terrible. Then 2, you lose a game.
The Steelers are a pretty good team.
Okay, well we can talk about that later. Then you have the Chiefs. The Chiefs are down 11 in the fourth quarter, and you literally need one first down. I think the Colts had the ball around midfield, and they called 3 straight pass plays. Didn't run a second off the clock. There was maybe 40 seconds ran off the clock on a whole possession. You bent over and said, "Chiefs, please don't make it too rough." I mean, it was just cowardly. Steichen afraid of the moment, Daniel Jones having too much on his plate, and letting the Chiefs get back into that game with not so much as a whimper. The casuals that are saying the defense played bad, one, they're down their best interior lineman. DeForest Buckner is out. You're already going to get less push there. You were playing the game pretty well, but your corners are running on every single – the corners were on the field the entire second half of the game. It was just cowardly play calling in my opinion, and just not a good performance from this offensive guru that Steichen's been pegged as. And now we're what 8-3, so that's 11 games. You have 6 more. Like I said, you have Texans twice, Jags twice, 49ers and Seahawks. Like that is a ridiculous. That's a ridiculous. And again, at the end of the day, you have to win three of the 4 division games, and you can lose the rest, and you're probably fine. You'll probably win the division and make the playoffs. And that at the end of the day, that's what you have to do. But like playing the Seahawks is going to be so hard, although they did kind of fall apart a little bit at the end there. You got the 49ers at home the Monday before Christmas. I will be in attendance that game, so bring it home there. But then the Texans with that D-line, they look terrifying. I'm hoping Stroud
suffocate Daniel Jones.
I'm hoping Stroud still is a little rusty coming off the brain scramble that he had. But I mean, you take the great start you have to the season, you lose a game to the Steelers who aren't very good, and then you lose a game that you had won to the Chiefs, and you completely blow the lead. This is big time scary hours. Big time scary hours, and you are very much at play of starting the season 8-2 and not making the playoffs. I don't know. This team went from awesome to very scary not in a good way.
I won't pile on, but I will say the commentary in that game.
Dude.
Can we come up with maybe something else apart from just the Mahomes? Like he was playing well. He was not playing out of his mind. And every time he made a play, it's just like, here we go. Here's the Patrick Mahomes we know. And it's like, dude, just give it a rest. Just talk about the game. Stop talking about Mahomes every single play.
Yeah, Tony Romo, that has to be fixed. Tony Romo should not be allowed to call.
It was
Mahomes
bad.
games
As a neutral, it was bad.
It's a suck fest. It's all he just is sucking Mahomes off the entire game, even when he's not playing well. Mahomes threw like an interception. He's like, "Wow, the receiver ran a wrong route," or "Wow, blah 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 blah."
Yeah,
like,
it was weird.
I do want to give one final shout out before I'll kick the buck to Charlie. Latu, a guy that I've given a lot of shit for, and I still stand by it. He's a D end. You should be getting after the quarterback more often. Jared Verse, Quinyon Mitchell were both there. Those are guys I wanted. He leads the team with 3 interceptions from the DN spot. So I mean, and the one he had, I don't know if y'all watched that, the to tip the pass and then still get the interception and almost score. Latu maybe has a future as like an outside backer because he can't get sacks, but he loves picking off.
That
the
was
ball.
Awesome. Almost as awesome as that Cardinals defensive big man getting in the end zone there.
Walter Nolan. My dad said when they played when Duke played Ole Miss last year in the bowl game, he said Walter Nolan is the scariest defensive lineman I've come up against in like 20 years.
Yeah.
But Chuck, tell us about what we watched last night.
Yeah, well, you watched exactly why the Panthers haven't had a primetime game in 2 years, so it's back to the 1 p.m. slot for the boys. Yeah, Dave Canales lost us this game. There's no other way to say it. The play calling was absolutely atrocious. J.C. Horn in the defense was awesome. I mean, I think if you can hold the Niners to 20 points at home, that at least gives your team a fighting chance. And they were on the field so much that I mean, I think the second half they just kind of fell off, gave the offense so many chances to really have a fighting chance, and so to have 9 points is disgusting. Yeah, that Bryce Young play that everyone's talking about, your first and goal at the 1 yard line. I don't know how you don't at least run the ball once.
Yeah.
Just run the ball once, and hey, if it gets shut down, do whatever you want with the playbook, but you've got to give your big-ass running back, Rico Dowdle, a chance to get in the end zone there. If not, say what you want. There's a lot of people saying that our tight end ran the wrong route, and kind of that's why it was so congested back there. But I think with this team, it's kind of going to come down to, do we want to move forward with Bryce Young, or do we want to move forward with Dave Canales? Because Dave and Brad Idzik, whatever his name is, just refuse to let it fly. They refuse to throw the ball down the field. The one time we do, it's a touchdown. Yeah. It's an absolute dart to Ted. But the scheme is just all wrong. We've got Bryce throwing these like flats. We've got to time it perfectly. We've got to do all this nonsense. We don't use Rico or the running backs correctly at all. Anything's just a screen to Chuba. We've just given up running the ball with him. When we do run it with Rico, it's just never – it's like so obvious that we are. I just don't like the scheme. I think there were some bad flags as well that were missed. They called intentional grounding on like an obvious tip ball. And then the second pick was just like you got to pick up that hold. It's literally with two arms grabbing his arm. But if you're Ted, also, I think just a rookie mistake. You got to sell that. You got to put your head back, something like that. But yeah, it's just a game that time and time again. And this is just the Panthers. You play incredible. I wish we played the Falcons every week, but you played incredible. And then the next game, it's like you just get figured out, and we get two in our head. And a lot of these neutrals who watch our games are like, why are we so good in the fourth quarter? Why are we so good in the second half? And it's because we're usually down, so the playbook gets expanded. We start playing more aggressive. Bryce Young can actually do his thing. It just goes to show, like, when we actually try to put our scheme together on the offense, it's just ugly. And for an offensive head coach, I kind of expect more out of Dave Canales. But we're 6-6. Who knows what will happen? I don't think he should get fired. I think that's an overreaction. You lost a good Niners team away from home. There's a lot to be excited about for the first time in a really long time. So all that to say, just a frustrating loss. But got to be smarter. Just got to be smarter from the top down.
It was sorry, go ahead.
So I had one of the easiest bets of all time in this game, and that was
you're a dick.
Christian McCaffrey over receptions.
I thought you were taking that somewhere else.
Sorry.
I might be out on Brock Purdy. I've always
that was
been a
bad.
big Brock Purdy guy.
He sucks.
Maybe Mac
throws
Jones.
it too soft.
Maybe we let Mac Jones take the lead of this team. I think that's a conversation you have to have at this point.
Brock Purdy looks at windows and thinks he's Joe Milton. He's like, I can fit it in there.
Yeah.
He had George Kittle wide open for a touchdown, or one of the tight ends going through the middle on that pick.
Yeah.
Just went for glory.
Yeah. So.
I know this is probably frustrating, Chuck, and this is loser talk for sure. But again, this week you and I are losers. The Bucs lost, so it's almost a free loss for y'all.
That's why it hurt.
You're only one back. For only being down 11, and obviously to only lose a game by 11, there is no excuse for Dowdle to get 6 carries.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't know what he's done.
Not 16, 6 carries. I don't know, outside of the contract they paid Chuba, I don't know how you validate to the fans why because they paid Miles Sanders a shitload of money a couple years ago, and then they were fine not giving him any more play calls. Dowdle can't get
frustrating.
Dowdle can't get 6 carries.
And those 6 carries were great.
They were good carries. And this came from somebody. I bet his under carries, only because of how often I've heard you bitch about them not giving him carries. But that number was 18.5. I didn't think I would clear that so quickly or so easily. The Panthers are a tough watch at times, because to lose a game when the other quarterback throws 4 just dipshit interceptions.
It's wasteful. And sorry, icing on the cake. Last thing I'll say. When I say the play calling is awful, and just the decision making from the coaches, okay, you got a chance to go down by 7 points. Yeah, they throw a flag on that field goal. Everyone puts their helmet back on, and it's like, why are we really doing this? You're not down by that much. I get it. Like, you make it a 6-point game, 2 field goals, cool. But then if you don't get it, you put yourself out of reach of basically having a 7-point game. But my thing is, as soon as I saw them line up in shotgun, I knew it was going to be some dumbass play.
Yeah.
And what is the difference in lining up like that and that play call from the 2-yard line, from the 1-yard line? Like, usually if you go up to the 1-yard line, it's like, okay, we can at least do a run play.
The PAT would be from the 10, I think, right, or the 12. So I guess that's like the thought. You get 5 yards or something like that. So you are getting closer. But to your point, like, the difference between a 7-point deficit and a 6-point deficit, to me, is completely negligible. Like, I just don't know why you don't take the points.
Well, no, not the P. Well, I guess I mean, like, where are you going for if it's a traditional go for 2?
From the 7.
It's the same spot.
No, yes, it is. They moved it back like 10 years ago. So if they get the penalty, the 5-yard penalty, they're moving it up to the 2. So now you're running a 2-point conversion from the 2 as opposed to the 7. That's the logic.
No, You're 100% wrong.
No, a PAT was moved back like 10 years ago.
I know, but not the 2-point conversion.
The
No,
2-point
no,
conversion, though.
I know, but there was a flag on the play, so they. Oh, never mind. I'm wrong. You're right. I had to talk it out. You're right.
It's always on the tip.
Yeah.
That
Sorry,
never
sorry.
moved.
Sorry. Yeah. No. I tried to. I big brained myself. You're right.
So without a flag, where are you going for two from?
You're
Two.
right. You're right. I'm done.
Okay.
It's a happy Gilmore gift. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So you go from the 2 to the 1 yard line,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying like, why call that play then if you're not going to run the ball? You basically are doing the same play that you would have gone for
Yeah,
at the 2.
yes. Yeah.
You like what
Hand up.
advantage are you getting there if you're lining up in shotgun? So I mean that was just like the complaint for all the Panthers fans as well, is like what advantage are we getting there by doing
Yeah.
a shotgun slant route? Like it didn't make sense, and then it's like now you're down 8 points. You just fucked your defense. It just doesn't make any sense.
Also, with all of the injuries on the 49ers, like just do it like a Tommy Tremble QB sneak, the tight end QB sneak.
I mean, banged up the secondary. Like we just did not attack them. It was just they try to be so safe every game, and yeah, I'll leave it at that. Just a frustrating game.
Yeah. Ev, take us home. Only winner on the show.
Yep. I'll keep it quick. Listen, at the end of the day, they won the football game. That's really all that matters at this point.
Yep.
You go and you win the football game. The big loss is the injuries. Jared Wilson could potentially play this week. Will Campbell, it looks like he's, in my moat, just keep him out for the rest of the regular season, wait for the playoffs to come back. But it looks like a torn ACL. It's just an MCL sprain.
Yeah, I think
So
four to 8 weeks is what I saw.
And for people that don't watch a lot of Patriots football or just are a casual watcher, you're going to look at this game or you watch this game and, oh man, this Patriots offense is incompetent. Yeah, they kind of looked like that, but they also weren't running the whole playbook. If you didn't watch it, the play calling was, I will say, that does not excuse the 8 tries from the first. That's unexcusable.
That's
like, there's no
crazy.
getting around that. That's unacceptable. But the playbook, and watching Josh McDaniels call games this year, he wasn't using most of the playbook through most of this game. I didn't like how the defense looked a little shaky at points. But listen, Joe Flacco's been a quarterback in this league for ages. Listen, the Bengals have a pretty good offense, even though they have a garbage defense.
I mean, no Jamar
They
Chase.
have talent on offense.
No Jamar Chase.
But they have
changes
talent in
that.
that offense. Listen, I'm not worried about this game at all. I really am not. The Patriots are in such a good position when it comes to playoff time. Now just get the guys healthy and kind of go from there. But let me jump right into my trend too here.
Real quick, one question. Is Ramondre still hurt? Like, did he not get any?
He's back.
Did he get any of those carries from the one?
No, we were running Jennings. We weren't even running Henderson most of the time, who was our third string back and the smallest back. So I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no answers for it. Couldn't tell you.
All right, your trend.
But that's my trend. It's injuries this year. Look at the Bucks. Look at a lot of teams. I feel like this happens every year, and maybe it's just injuries never fail to just kick your ass in the NFL.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. College football has injuries, but really good teams this year. I think this NFL situation where we're sitting right now, how good could the Giants be right now? How much better are the Bucks playing right now if they don't have the injuries?
The 49ers.
Now the Patriots going through the injury bugs. And I just feel like this time of year, you just see so many guys go down with injuries consistently, and it's frustrating to see, especially when it's your guys, and it takes away a lot of excitement of watching. But,
Listen.
that was my trend.
Extend the week, 1 week, 18 weeks, 2 bye weeks. Not only does that give teams one extra rest, it also pushes the Super Bowl to President's Day weekend. Everyone wins. I'm going to jump into my trend because it goes off of your game, Ev, if y'all have me. And it's one we've been talking about. I know you hate it, Ev. I love when the Patriots go down early because that live bet is just about undefeated. It is it's right up there with the Ohio State opponent team total under. Patriots, book it, are going to go down first, and that line is going to move. And this one I got when they were down 10-0, so I got even money live. It is stealing. Patriots, you won't hear me say this a lot, but thank you for your service there. I appreciate y'all doing that in the first quarter because that is the freest bet in football right now with that schedule and just their actual talent. So continue to do that, Drake May.
My new trend is going to be J.J. McCarthy since the 9
Comment.
notorious clip. I think it's in his last 3 games, he's averaged something like under 100 yards, like 2 interceptions per game. It's just been disastrous for him. So that's been the one trend that I've noticed from a quarterback who's definitely in the dumps is do not get too ahead of your skis and start giving yourself nicknames. On the other end of the ball, of the maybe more positive trend that I think we got to give some credit to, which we haven't really touched on, is Shadir Sanders breaking a 16 quarterback curse and being the first Browns starting quarterback to actually win a game. I know it was the Raiders, but he looked fun. So
first Browns quarterback to win their first start in like 30 years. Did y'all see
Since they moved back to Cleveland.
Did y'all see the other insult stat? There had been since that happened. There's been 45. There's been 45 starters, Brown starters, and we're on the 45th.
Ridiculous.
That's crazy.
We're getting you a little choppy, Boone, but I think we got the message.
Yeah. Well,
45 starters, 45th president. Yeah.
So I think that gives us a good time to move into our best and worst teams. And I have a little bit of a change up with mine.
With your best team?
Best is Rams. I think everyone has Rams as their best team.
Gotta be.
And my worst team is now going to be the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yep, I'm aligned.
They are pitiful.
I'm aligned. If you put the Titans versus the Raiders right now, the Titans win that game. The spread's 4.5 for the Titans.
Charlie, any difference from you?
I still got to stay with the Titans just from sheer roster ability. Just I need to see the Titans at least like get a win before I'm ready to jump ship. But yeah, the Raiders, it's not looking good for Pete Carroll. I feel like he might not be there too much longer.
No. Yeah, they're hapless. At least they have the aces.
Yeah.
All right, we're running short here, boys. You want to just get through Gambling Corner? I'll update the picks, and we can call it a day.
Yeah, you want to just list your 4 in a row, and then we just go around the...
Yeah, I can do that. I'll start in our normal order. My best bet, shout out to Evan, because you put this in my head. Jeremiah Love, 3 touchdowns, plus 200. I was nervous when they were down 20 or up 21 that early. I would never have made that bet if you didn't call that out, so kudos to you. My worst bet, and we've already talked about how good the Rams are. I still thought for whatever reason that Baker lost 2 games in a row. They needed one. I thought for sure they would cover 8.5. I mean, I was in bed before halftime. So what a dumb bet. Shame on me. I knew the Rams were the best team, and I still bet against them. Thought 8.5 was fine. My worst loss, to cash a 3-leg parlay plus 400, I needed 170 yards passing from Bryce Young. He finished with 169. Absolute dagger to the heart. And he got it on the pass to my guy Leggett, but Leggett stepped out of bounds first. That was just terrible. And then finally, my sweatiest win. I actually did not have a single sweaty win on the gridiron. So my sweatiest win comes to you from the hard court. Zona playing the Denver Pioneers. Spread was 33.5. The Pioneers lost by 30. What a game. They were getting trounced in the first half. They ended up only losing by 1 point in the second half. Granted, Arizona benched all their starters. But to cover that 30 after the Bucks debacle that I had, really needed that one. So shout out to the Pioneers covering 33.5 for me.
Let's get breakdown. Evan, you want to go next?
Yeah, I can hop in here. So my best bet, one game. I just never understood the line in this game.
Yeah, you were on this one.
Tennessee minus 4.5. I mean, there was never a question on this one. I basically made my weekend with this game. 10-unit play for myself. One of the biggest bets I've had in a while on that one.
Never in doubt. Never even close to in doubt either.
No. Let me go with my worst bet, and that would be Maryland. I apologize again to the Parlay faithful. I am officially putting Maryland in the position of I will never, ever, ever be betting against Maryland. Or betting anything to do with Maryland. They can just go fuck themselves for all I care. That stupid fucking flag. My worst loss, it's Drake May, who is allergic to throwing for 300 yards. Yeah. I mean, 294, and had so many opportunities to get there. Just, come on. Just tough to see. He'll get there eventually. I probably will continue to bet Drake May to throw for 300 yards until he gets it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a trend to watch. But hey, listen, I will tell you this. His standard over has hit like almost every game this year. Yeah. So that is something also to look at. I have one money on that. Sweatiest win, and I took an alternate line here, and that was my Ravens minus 12.5 against the Jets.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That
So
was dead.
That was
That's
a
impressive.
doozy.
The
That was a
Ravens
doozy, especially
look-
the way that game started.
The Ravens look
So-
dead.
Yeah. Charlie,
All right, well,
round us out.
I'll take us home here. Best bet was maybe every college football favorite that I parlayed.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Got very lucky there. On top of that, though, Texas 8.5 felt like that one just was cruising most of the game. Arkansas put on some points, but Texas won that handedly. Worst bet, Manchester United. My team is in the dumps. Just an absolutely terrible performance. We don't talk a lot of soccer on this pod, but
we will.
good
but,
lord,
yeah.
just really, really bad. Worst loss.
Up the Toffees.
Down with the Toffees. But no, the credits to them. Weird red card. Worst losses, because these were both two brutal losses that could have won me a lot of money. Eagles money line, really thought I had that one in the bag. Looked like the right play, honestly, for a lot of the game. But hey, Eagles are frauds. They're on fraud alert. Last week we said it. Too much drama in the locker room, and if you don't win, it's just going to compound. So
Too many Georgia players. Something to consider. That's
second
a good
worst.
thing and a bad thing.
Second worst loss was Panthers 10.5.
Oh.
So you can feel why that dumbass failed 2-point conversion hurt extra bad. Just take the points, Canales. Stop trying to be a smartass. Sweatiest bet was definitely UConn over FAU. Had no reason winning that game. FAU came back to get into winning point territory, and then UConn drove down the field with about a minute left. FAU, like I said, had 20 seconds, went down the field, missed a game-tying field goal. Absolutely electric game, but great slate of betting. Just two tough losses.
Yeah, that Man U one. I'm sorry. I'm not, but I am. I'll finish out with the picks. We came into this week, Evan and Chuck tied at 10, me at 14. And boys, I extended my lead. Evan, we'll start with you. Best bet in college, Tennessee minus 4.5, never in doubt. Dog, Louisville money line. Parlay contribution, Maryland 14.5. He got 1 point there. Chuck, Texas minus 8.5. There's a win. Kentucky money line loss. Texas minus 7 for the parlay. You covered that one, or you won that one. And I swept. I had Arizona 6.5. It was in doubt. They closed strong. App State money line. Shout out to Stats and Info Stu for teeing me up on that one.
That was a good fun.
And Texas over 58 for my parlay. Evan, the parlay.
We should have put Tennessee in there.
You wear the shame there.
Yeah, that was brutal. Not even a chance.
On the football side, or NFL side, Evan and myself, we shared some picks. Lions minus 12.5, Cardinals money line. We lost both of those. Chuck, you also went 0 for 2 in the NFL. Saints money line, Vikings money line. However, when it comes to the parlay, you and I were also again good. Tyler Shuck 200 yards, Myles Garrett sack. Drake May was 6 yards short. So Evan,
that's our loss of the week.
You wear the crown of shame for this week, but it's okay. We have next week.
I'll throw on the dunce cap.
Yeah,
also, please never let me bet the Saints again. I love that. I'm blaming you guys for that one. All right? I'm blaming you guys.
I would have taken the Saints as my dog of the week, but I like the Cardinals
Sharp
better.
play.
No, I couldn't talk you out. I love that one too. I'm just glad you took it and I didn't.
We got shucked.
Yeah. So our new Tyler Shuck had 267. So our new scoring now, Chuck and Evan both tied at 11, and I'm now at 16. So running out of time, boys.
Got to sabotage him somehow.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll find a way to sabotage myself.
Listen, hey, there's the bonus points in play, so if you hit those underdogs, you can be back real quick.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that. Well, I hit an underdog this week.
We'll start next week. We'll start next week.
What was it? Underdog was 2? Well, I forgot to write down that rule.
Okay, let's establish it now because I kind of forget. If you get both underdogs, so if you get all 4 correct,
yeah,
you get 6 points, correct? And if you get So it's 3 points if you get both underdogs. You have to get both underdogs.
Yes.
If you
Okay.
double up on your underdogs, you get an additional point. And then if you get all 4 correct, you get an additional point. So if you get all 4 correct, you'd end up with 6 points.
Got it. It's
If you
written
just get
down in the
both
book.
underdogs, you get
All right.
you get an additional
Starting
point. So,
next week.
Yep. So yeah, actually, you wouldn't have even got that boom.
Yeah, because I I
Yeah,
missed
you only got one
lines
of the
and-
underdogs.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, perfect. I got it written down in the book now. So going forward, we'll see y'all I guess we'll see y'all Thursday morning,
Yep.
Turkey Day, when you're listening to the show. Appreciate everyone, even the haters in the comments. We love them. Keep the hate coming. We're
Yeah,
Yeah.
we love it.
we're sadistic like that.
All
But
right.
y'all enjoy.
Good show, guys.
I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, and everyone else, thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.